Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's class, I'm going to discuss about anatomy of urinary system. Urinary system is also known as a renal system. So let's start with a new topic. Firstly, introduction. The urinary system, also known as a renal system. The urinary system refers to the structures that produce and conduct urine to the point of excretion. These structures we will discuss it on later slides. So next, now urinary system organs means what organs comes under urinary system. Firstly, two kidneys means one pair of kidneys, one pair of ureters, one urinary bladder and one urethra. This is urinary system. Here is inferior vena cava, that is bean-shaped kidneys, and this structure is known as adrenal glands. Here is aorta, that is ureter, the tube-like structure, that is ureter. Here a hollow organ, that is a bladder, and here is urethra. Now kidneys. The human body normal has two paired kidneys, one on the left and one on the right side. Okay. The functional unit of kidney is nephron. Urine is formed by nephron only. Location and external anatomy of kidneys. The kidneys are located at the retroperitoneally. It lies at the level of thoracic 12 till the lumbar 3. That is thoracic 12, lumbar 1, 2, 3. Then average kidney length is 12 cm, width is 6 cm and thickness is 3 cm. These are protected by three connective tissue layers. First one is renal fascia that attach to the abdominal wall, then adipose capsule. Adipose means fat cells are present over there. It provides a cushion-like structure that prevents the kidney from any type of trauma or injury. After the renal capsule, it's made up of fibrous sac. Then it also protects from trauma and infection. Then this is the anatomy of the kidney. Here is renal cortex. This is renal medulla. Outer portion is cortex, inner is medulla. Then this is the first layer, that is renal capsule. Then these are the minor calyx. Here is major calyx. This is renal column. Then this pyramid-like structure, that is renal pyramid. In the renal pyramid, there is a finger-like projection, that is a renal papilla. Here is renal pelvis, and this is ureter. So now kidney gross anatomy is it's divided into two parts, that is renal parenchyma and renal sinus. Renal parenchyma contains two zones. First one is outer cortex, that I already shows that outer portion is cortex, inner is medulla. This is the portion, that is cortex, inner portion is medulla. This is the structure, that is cortex. This is renal medulla. Here is medulla, this pyramid-like structure that already I have discussed. Then anatomy of the kidneys. It contains superficial outer cortex and inner medulla. The medulla consists of 6 to 8 renal pyramids. This cortex is composed of roughly 1.25 million nephrons. Then kidney anatomy. The renal parenchyma includes renal pyramids. Here are main 6 to 10 renal pyramids, but maximum it can be 18. Pyramid plus overlying cortex is low. Point of pyramid is papilla. From at the level of or at the junction of papilla, it forms, that if papilla is finger-like projection that are present in the renal medulla. So now later on it comes 2 or 3 minor calyx and 2 or 3 major calyx. then renal pelvis to ureter. Then renal sinus, surrounded by the renal parenchyma. It contains blood and lymph vessels, nerves, and urine collecting structures. Hilus unconcave surface, and vessels and nerves enter and exit through this structure, that is renal sinus. Major and minor calyx along with the pelvis drain urine to the ureters. Here is renal blood supply. Then nephrons. Nephrons are the functional unit of kidneys. 1.2 or 1.25 millions are present in the kidney. There are main three parts, that is blood vessels, renal corpuscles, renal tubules. Blood vessel servicing kidney, that is glomerulus. Glomerulus helps in the filtration of urine. This is the main structure of nephron. Here it is glomerulus. This structure which holds the glomerulus, that is a Bowman capsule, that is a cup-shaped structure is there. This is afferent arteriole. This is afferent. Afferent or efferent difference is, the main difference of both of this is one carries oxygenated or one carries deoxygenated blood. Then renal corpuscles. It composes of glomerulus and the Bowman's capsule. The renal corpuscles is the beginning of the nephron. It is the nephron's initial filtering component. This is glomerulus. The glomerulus is a capillary tuft that receives its blood supply from the afferent arteriole of the renal circulation. The glomerular blood pressure provides the driving force for water and solutes to be filtered out through the Bowman's capsule. Here we read that the blood that comes into glomerulus, that is through afferent arteriole, and the blood which passes back, that is through efferent arteriole. The diameter of afferent arterioles is smaller than afferent, increasing the hydrostatic pressure in the glomerulus. This is the Bowman's capsule, also called glomerular capsule. It surrounds the glomerulus. It is composed of visceral inner layer formed by specialized cells called podocytes. The parietal outer layer composed of simple squamous epithelium. The fluids from blood in the glomerulus are filtered through the visceral layer of podocytes, resulting in the glomerular filtrate. Structure of nephrons consists of glomerular capsule, medullary pyramid, which is 3 cm long, 4 major regions, that is proximal convoluted tubule, nephron loop, that is also known as loop of Henle, and this is distal convoluted tubule, and collecting duct. At the space of collecting duct, the urine stores, and which further moves to the urinary bladder. This is the structure. This is the glomerulus. This is Bowman capsule. Here start proximal tubule. Here is proximal tubule. Here is descending limb of loop of Henle. Then thick segment of ascending limb, distal tubule, that is, this portion is collecting duct. So next is how urine forms. The overview, that is blood plasma, that is infiltrated blood comes into the glomerular filtration. Then tubular reabsorption is there at the level of PCT and DCT, that is proximal convoluted tubule and distal convoluted tubule. Then tubular secretion through these tubing, that is PCT, DCT and loop of Henle. Proper secretion is there, that is ammonia, water, sodium bicarbonate, etc. Then water conservation is there. This is the whole process. In first step, glomerular filtration is there, creates a plasma like filtrate of the blood at this point. Then tubular reabsorption, it removes useful solutes from the filtrates, return them to the blood flow filtrate. After that, tubular secretion. In tubular secretion, water is secreted. Water conservation, remove water from the urine and return it to the blood, concentrated waste. Now the functions of the kidney. First function is to regulate blood volume or pressure. Then the second one is it regulates fluid osmolarity. It secretes renin. It secretes erythropoietin. It regulates partial pressure of carbon dioxide and acid-base balance. It synthesizes calcitriol, that is vitamin D. It helps to detoxify free radicals or drugs. Then it helps to promote gluconeogenesis. Gluconeogenesis means gluco means glucose, neo means new, genesis means formation of new glucose in the body, which helps in the energy that is regulated by the kidney. Then ureters, it is the pair of muscular tubes extend from renal pelvis to the renal bladder. Oblique entry to bladder prevents outflow of urine. Then histology, it is made up of transitional epithelium cells. Muscularis layers is there, that is of two types, that is inner longitudinal and outer circular layer. Then adventitia, that is typical connective tissue, made up of typical connective tissue. The ureters carry urine from kidney to urinary bladder via peristalsis. Rhythmic contraction of smooth muscles is there. Enter bladder from below. Pressure from full bladder compress ureters and prevents backflow. It is small in diameter, easily obstructed or injured by kidney stones, that is renal calculi. Then urinary bladder, it is a collapsible muscular sac. It stores and expels urine. Full bladder spherical, expand into the abdominal cavity. Empty bladder lies entirely within the pelvis. It is also made up of three layers. First one is mucosa, that is made up of transitional epithelium. Second is muscular, it is made up of destructor cells. Then third one is adventitia, that is outermost cell. Mucosa is innermost cells. At the every innermost cell that will be definitely made by epithelium only. Then urinary bladder, how it appearance. It look like a wrinkle terms rugae. Opening of ureters, common site for bladder infection. It may be reason or it may be cause of infection, that is UTI. Then urethra, it conveys urine from body. There are main two sphincters. First one is internal urethral sphincter and external urethral sphincter. Internal helps to retain urine in bladder. It is made up of smooth muscles that are involuntary in nature. Involuntary means which are not under our control, and external urethral sphincters are provide voluntary control over voiding of urine. If we want to void, then we will go to washroom. Otherwise, we can control. Voluntary means it's depend on our whim. Or then urethra in female, its length is 3 to 4 centimeter long in females, bounded by connective tissue to anterior wall of vagina. Then urethral orifice exists body between vaginal orifice and clitoris. This is the structure of bladder. These are destructor cells, that is muscular layer. This is inner layer, that is mucosa, that is made up of transitional cells. Then this is outermost, that is adventitia. Then urethra in males, it is 18 centimeter long in males. Prostatic urethra is there, that is 2.5 centimeter long. Urinary bladder to prostate. Membranous urethra is 0.5 centimeter that passes through floor of pelvic cavity, or penile urethra is 15 centimeter long and passes through pelvis. This is the whole structure of male. Then urine elimination. Urination means micturition. 200 ml of urine held. In daily activities on the daily basis, the normal range of urine elimination is 1500 ml per day. If the range of urine excretion is more than 1500 ml, that means patient is having polyuria. If the urine elimination is less than 500 or 500 to 1000 means 1000, it means the patient is having oliguria. If the patient is having 2 ml per day and having difficulty in passing urine, that is known as dysuria. Okay, then distension initiate desire to void. Internal sphincter, that we already discussed, that is involuntarily. Then external is voluntary, that is made up of skeletal muscle. Poor control in infants, because they can't control, or they have no control in voiding now, so that's why there is poor control in infants. Bladder muscle contracts, urine force through urethra. Now this is the whole briefly discussion, that is urinary system. Kidneys that produce urine, ureters transport urine to bladder, then urinary bladder which stores urine, then urethra which transports urine to exterior, that helps to urine outside of the body. Now the function of urinary system, that is homeostatic regulation of blood plasma, that we already discussed about. It helps to regulate blood volume and pressure. Then it regulates plasma ion concentration, stabilize blood pH, then conserving nutrients. Then it may filter many liters of fluids from blood. Excretion, the removal of organic waste products from body fluid, that is urea, uric acid and creatinine. Then elimination, the discharge of waste products into the environment. So this is all about the anatomy of urinary system. So is there any query to anyone related to this topic as well as the previous topic, then they can ask me. So this is the end of my video. So if you like my video, so then please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. So bye bye.